Do you know the expression to think outside the box? This is often used in business English, but it means if you're thinking outside the box, it means you're thinking creatively, thinking of something unusual. And this idea is important if you want to create something new for business or art or anything in life. Anyway, we often say, oh, he's thinking outside the box, or you should think outside the box. If you imagine, I've drawn here's a box. And this is, if you imagine this is a metaphor for how we think. And each line represents a boundary, a limit. You might have, one is a legal limit, one is a, I don't know, physical limit, one is technological limit. And any decision you make, you're inside those boundaries. Okay. For example, if you want to get more money, what would you think of doing? Well, if you said, oh, I will steal the money, well, that would be breaking a sort of legal limit. I hope you wouldn't want to do that. So we don't usually think, oh, I'll just steal some money. Most people don't think like that. They're inside the box of what's legal and what's moral, what's the right thing to do. Okay, so we accept that there has to be some kind of box that everybody thinks in. But actually, most people are really thinking inside a much smaller box. Like an example, if somebody said, hey, what should we eat tonight? Let's go eat. If you're not like most people, like me, if you're thinking inside the box, you'd say, oh, well, we could go to a restaurant, we could cook, we could go to the supermarket. What else? That's about it, right? If you're thinking outside the box, you could say, no, let's get on a boat and go fishing and catch our dinner. Wow, that's thinking outside the box. I wasn't expecting that. So this is important if you want to have extraordinary, very unusual results. If you're happy living within your little box, then most of the time we are happy living within a little box because it's easier. We don't like to think too hard because I think thinking uses lots of calories. So it's hard work to think. It's very difficult to be original all the time. Much easier to be inside this box. But sometimes you want to have an extraordinary result, especially in business, right? So how can we do this? I'm not really sure how you can think outside the box, except by combining different ideas and coming up with something new. It's not easy. Let me give you some examples of thinking outside the box. If you think of a furniture company that decided not to make the furniture themselves and make the customers make the furniture themselves. What? That's crazy. Yeah, but that became IKEA, or in English we say IKEA, but I think in Japan you say IKEA. And that's a company, they sell furniture, but they don't make any furniture. Who ever heard of that? But they're very, very successful, right? How about a bookshop that doesn't use shops, just sells online? Well, if you'd thought of that idea, people think you're crazy, but that's what Amazon is, and they're extremely successful, right? How about a restaurant that doesn't have a chef? Well, that's kind of really what McDonald's is. They are super successful, right? Or those are business examples. If you think of an artist, how about an artist who decided you don't need to copy reality? Wow, you'd end up with somebody like Picasso, who became the most famous, greatest artist of the 20th century. So, yes, it's difficult to think outside the box, but if you can, you'll be in the 3% of people. I don't know the exact number, but let's say 3% of people are able to think outside the box. 97% of people are happy to think inside the box. You have a choice. You can try to be a member of the 3%, or you can be a member of the 97% and work for the 3% people. So the 3% people end up being your boss. So if you can, that's where the rewards are. Okay, thinking outside the box. I've got some questions. I'm going to move this file down. Zoom in. Number one, can you think, oh, terrible typing. Can you think of any examples of thinking outside the box? I've talked about Amazon and stuff. What, do you know any examples in Japan? Number two, which is better, to be in the creative 3% or the 97% of followers? Number three, how can we think outside the box? How can we be original? Any ideas? I want to know. Tell me what you think, and get back to you, and we'll have a chat about it. Okay? Thanks a lot. See you soon.